Hey, what's going on everybody? In this video, I'll be teaching you how to make this simple stocks tracker using React.JS. So as you can see, we can put in a stock ticker, so we can do NVIDIA, and if we click search, it is going to give us the price, when it was last updated, the company, and the stock ticker. Now this works for literally any American stock, so we can also do Meta. And there you go. So today we'll be learning how to make this. First, head on over to API Ninjas. I'm gonna have a link in this in the description. Now if you don't have an account, create one, but if you do, go ahead and log in and head on over to my account up here and click show API key and copy this and actually save it over on a notepad because we will be needing this later. Now for the actual API that we're gonna be using, go over to APIs, under finance, go to stock price, and this is the API that we're going to use, and you can actually test this out. So for the ticker, as you can see, for Apple it just gives you the one for Apple, but you can do anything else. So we can do NVDA for NVIDIA, and yep, there you go. We can do, let's say like PLCE, PLC, which is for the children's place, and there you go. Now go ahead and also copy, go on over to code examples and copy the API URL. So just copy it until it says ticker is equal to. No need to copy like all of this. So copy this and save it under your API key. If you don't have Node.js installed yet, go ahead and go over to nodejs.org and install it, because we will be using this for React. So what I've done here is opened up a blank Visual Studio Code folder. Let's go ahead and open our terminal. Let's do new terminal, and in the terminal let's type npm create vite at latest, and then it'll ask you for a project name. I'll just do stocks video. It's going to ask you for a framework. We're going to select React, and it's going to ask you for a language. We're going to do JavaScript. Once you've done all that, it should give you 3 commands. Just copy and paste it in your terminal. Now it should take a while to install all of these, so I will come back when it's done. So once it's done installing and doing all of its stuff, it should open a server for us. So just hold Control or Command and click this. So this is our default little app that React has created. It's just a simple counter. Anyways, we can close out the terminal, go into our folder, go under source, app.jsx, and this is where we will be programming all of our main code. So we can go ahead and actually delete all of this. Just type RFCE, click enter. If this RFCE command does not work for you, go on over to extensions and search up React. Install the first one. This is just providing us simple snippets that we can use. Now let's actually start programming. First, let's create a input that the user can type the stock ticker in. So instead of return, delete all of this. I'm gonna make parentheses, and in here I'm gonna make a div. So I'm gonna do a div, and in the div let's make a button. Actually no, not a button, an input. So we can do input, and we can do wait, hold on a minute. Did I do something wrong here? Oh, yes, I did. Wait, let's just do input here. Nice. So in the type, it's just text, and let's add a placeholder. Oops. A placeholder, and let's do enter stocks ticker. Once you do that, it'll have this, so we can type our stuff in there. And under this, let's actually also add a button. And in the button, let's do search. So that we can search, we can enter the ticker name, and we can click search. And above these two, let's actually put another div. And in this div, it's going to show us all the information for our stock. And also below the first div, let's just add a h2. Let's do stock searcher there. Stock searcher is good. Now let's actually start programming our main functionality. So let's go under the function, and above return, and let's make two states. So basically states are just a way to store data which we can edit in the future. So let's do const and then brackets, and in this brackets let's do stock, and set stock is equal to use state. There we go. This is just creating a blank state for us. And under here, let's also do one for the data that we're going to get from the API. So let's do const, the brackets, data, and set data is equal to use state. Let's just do use state and null, since we're not going to have a data when we first load the website. And looks like we have an error. So what did I do here? Oh yeah, I forgot to import the use state. So under the import React, just do actually after this React, just add a comma, curly brackets, and just do use state. If we save it, yeah, there we go. Now let's make it so that every time the user types in the input right here, it gets saved into this state variable, which we can use for the actual API. So after this input, just do so after this input, just do on change is equal to curly brackets, a function which takes the event, and with that function we can do set stock. So we're setting the stock to be e, which is the event dot target dot value. And did I do something wrong here? Oh yeah, there's not supposed to be any curly. Actually, wait. Oh, just this plus sign. Just change that into an equal. And there we go. So if we save this, if we type here, there we go. And also, let's do value is equal. Actually, no. Data is equal to stock. Nice. So that works. And now let's set up our actual calling our API and everything. So I'm gonna add a few spaces. Now here let's make a asynchronous function which we can use to retrieve the data. So we can do const get stock data is gonna be equal to an asynchronous function. And inside this function, let's do const result is equal to await fetch quotation marks, and in the quotation marks, just go ahead and get your API right here. Put that. And actually, instead of just these quotation marks, let's use backticks. So, and the reason we're using backticks is because backticks let us use variables instead of strings. So we're gonna do ticker is equal to $, and then curly brackets, and in here we're going to do stock, which is this stock right here, which is the stock ticker that the user put, stock dot to uppercase. And the reason we're doing stock dot to uppercase and not just stock, it's because this API only works with uppercase values, and the regular user will probably just put a lowercase such as Tesla or NVDA instead of doing like that. So this just turns all of this into this. Anyways, after this, after the backtick, go ahead and add a comma and then a curly brackets and just click enter. And in here, let's do headers colon is and then curly brackets again, and do quotation marks x dash API dash key, and make this into a colon, and in here put another quotation marks, and in these quotation marks put your API key. Nice. So now that we have the fetch working, under here let's do const data is equal to await result.json. So basically this is just getting all of the data, but this data is just getting all of this data and turning it into a JSON. And under here, let's console.log the data that we get, so we can actually visualize what's going on. So now let's go ahead and in this button, let's do a on click is equal to get stock data. Nice. So every time you click this, it's going to get a stock data for us. So and in here, go ahead and open up the inspect, going over to console. Also, if you get an error like this, don't worry about it. In our enter stocks ticker, let's do Tesla. If we click search, there we go. And if we go to our console, it should give us an object with all of the stuff. So we have the currency, the exchange, name, price, ticker, and the last updated. And if we can do this for literally anything else. We can do meta, and there we go. I don't think it works for spy, which it could. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it does work for spy. So nice. So now that we actually have the data, let's make it so that instead of console.logging it, we save it into our data that we have right here. So we can do set data to be data. Now let's actually make it so that the data that we get shows up right here. So let's remove this div here and add curly brackets, and in here let's do data question mark. So what we're doing right now is we're just checking if we have any data, and if we do have any data, then we're going to make a div. So just a simple div right here, and in this div we're going to be putting in all the data that we get. But if we don't have any data, so after this div, go ahead and make a colon and just do null. So if we don't have any data, then we're just going to do nothing basically. And in this div right here, go ahead and click enter, and let's do an h2, and let's do this 4 different times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be for all of our data. So this one is going to have the ticker. So for this, we can do curly brackets, and in here we can do data dot pretty sure it's name, I'm not sure. So let's just wait, what happened to our input? Oh wait, that's my bad. Hold on guys, I think I accidentally deleted my input. Let me just put it back here. There we go. So let's do Tesla, and there we go. So it's got the name for us. Let's just do the name. Let's do no ticker. So let me just delete one of this right here. Actually, no need. And under the name, let's do another curly brackets, and in here we can do data dot ticker. There we go. And under here, let's do data dot price. Let's actually add a $sign right here. There you go, data dot price. And under here, let's do data dot updated. There we go. Now you might notice a weird thing. For the data dot updated, it's actually not giving us the time or the date was updated. It's just giving us just random numbers. So now what's going on here is actually, this is called a Unix time. So simply Unix time, it started, I think, back in 1970. They started like a big stopwatch that's been going on since forever, and this stopwatch is like a way that we can use to track time in the coding world basically. So let's make a function which we can use to take in this data, and it's going to return us the date and the time in a simple human form. So to do that, under this const get stock data function, let's do another function. Let's do const convert Unix is equal to a function which is going to take in a Unix time. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to make a new date. So we're going to do const date is equal to new date Unix underscore time times 1000. And the reason we're doing Unix time times 1000 is because Unix time works in the seconds and JavaScript works in milliseconds. Basically, now that we get this under here, we can return we can return some text. Let's do backtick $, and curly brackets, and we can do date dot to locale date string en dash us. So what we're doing is we're just returning the date in the American format, and after this we can do at, which is the time that we get the data at, and $, and curly brackets again, and in here we can do date dot to locale time string. Nice. So now that we have all of this, we can instead of doing data dot updated, let's delete this and let's do convert Unix, just calling the function, and in here let's give it the Unix time that we get. So we're gonna do convert Unix. In here we're gonna do data dot updated. So basically what's going on is every time we get the stocks data, we are going to be running this function, which this function takes in the Unix time, and we are giving it the Unix time of when we or the Unix time of when we last got the data, or like when it was last updated. So if we click save, there you go. It'll give us a date and it'll give us the time when it was last updated. So yeah, since today is Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure the stock market is closed today. So this was the last price. So there we go. It works. And we can do this for whatever else. We can, like I said, meta. And there we go. So this is it. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up and subscribe and make a comment on what I should do next. Or I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye bye. Also, happy Thanksgiving for the ones celebrating.